Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we're going to talk about the never-ending flood of vinyl. Good morning, Bentley, and how Dodge keeps coming out with weirder and weirder options and things that you can buy now for extremely high amounts of money and break your wallet to make your car look utterly, in my opinion, ridiculous. And we're going to talk a little bit about the jailbreak and a comment that I wanted to make sure I addressed, as well as how you guys can maneuver through this upcoming, potentially impending recession and succeed through it. And some really good strategies I think will help you. But let's jump into my office and have a chat. And that is for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Wife has just finished her final surgery from her 3-year journey with having a mastectomy, and that has been really challenging, but she is absolutely healthy and she never has to worry about cancer in that area for the rest of her life, so that's great news. Oh, and that's the fuse for the horn, because the alarm goes off non-stop constantly, and the neighbors called the cops on me, so that's why that's there. All right, let's go park. All right, let's get started. So first, I want to address some comments on one of the last videos where I told everybody I had to cancel the jailbreak. And the perception, which is the reason why I'm addressing it right now, was attacking my integrity. And that's something I can't allow to pass. I've got to address it. So it's not necessarily responding to trolls, but it is making sure that everybody understands that backing out on that jailbreak did not hurt the dealership. So a couple of you were worried about how the dealership took it and if they got hurt. One guy wrote a diatribe as though he works at a dealer. Sounds like he may work at a dealer. Who knows? But he wrote this whole spiel about how I cost that dealership an allocation. Actually, they got an allocation they probably wouldn't have got because of my other Hellcat that ended up being a mistake because it wouldn't pass emissions in California, so they had to make a special exception and rush the car that I got. I slowed down somebody else's car. All these things were some aspersions that were cast upon me. But the biggest thing was that the dealership got hurt. And I will tell you, they didn't get hurt. You know, anybody with common sense, which I know is lacking a lot nowadays in our world, but anybody with common sense knows that that jailbreak was a rare car. And that jailbreak, the second that jailbreak was for sale, had 20 people trying to buy it. Which means, at that point, it wasn't a standing inventory car that they sat on the lot for 3 months waiting for some dummy to come in and overpay for it. The market forces drove that price up. That's the difference between my issue with markups, which is they sit a car on the lot and they hold it hostage from everybody for 2, 3, 4 months until they find the right dummy to way overpay for that car. In this situation, this was one of almost no jailbreaks for sale, brand new, 0 miles on it, spec'd out beautifully, and had many buyers wanting to buy it. So they most likely, I did not ask them, I did not want to know, for 2 reasons. One, I don't want to feel stupid for not buying it and flipping it, because that's not who I am, and I did not want to pry into their information. But you all know that they got a lot of money for the car. And I talked to Nate, and Nate could not have been more cool with me backing out, along with his general manager, Michael. When I told them, I said, I will stroke a check and I will buy this car today if it's going to cause you guys some grief. If it's going to cause you some problems with Dodge and Stellantis, I will buy this car, and then I will turn around and sell it at some point. But I will write the check for the car, and I will float the money for a couple months until I can resell the car. But I'm not going to take this giant interest rate. It's not going to happen because of this crazy economy. And they said, no, we're cool. Not only were they cool, but they were like, no, absolutely not. If you don't want the car, we're good. Like, they were dancing. I can hear them all tap dancing in the back thinking, cha-ching, they're going to gross this car and sell it on the open market for a lot more they were going to sell to me. They honored my sticker price, which was awesome, which is why I love them, which is why for the 2023, I will go back and I will put my order in. Now, I will get the color, the new color I want, which I'll reveal that later on, and I will get the last year of that car, and I will probably get a Challenger, and there's some things I'll do differently. And no question, I will not spec it out as crazy as I did the other car, because there's no reason for me to go to that level of pricing, especially with new pricing increases they're going to have. And Napleton's will put the order in for me, which means we're good. Nate, love you, man. We're all good, and if you're looking to buy a car, go to him. When our order's going to open, Nobody knows, but we do believe, I think the grand consensus is that it's probably not going to happen till January. I mean, they're not even close to being ready to start taking orders. We've been waiting. They said in October the horsepower locator would be on the website at Dodge Garage. To my knowledge, it's still not there, and I was just on there this morning. So we're all going to be waiting a while. But when orders open up, I will be putting my order in, and we'll start the video series again, and I will fulfill that purchase, I assure you. Now let's talk about this impending recession. The last few videos I did, I think I freaked some people out with talking about the recession. I never want to be that guy that's like just banging on everybody's head like the world's coming to an end, the world's coming to an end, you know, playing Chicken Little.
The sky is falling! The sky is falling!
But there's a lot of economic forces in play right now that are really, really spooky, not to mention political forces and everything else. Without getting into any of that stuff, I will just tell you, I don't have a lot of confidence that our federal government's going to be able to figure this out.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
In time to salvage the economy. As a matter of fact, I believe wholeheartedly that they absolutely are committed to crushing this economy, just destroying this economy, which means there's going to be some hard times for a lot of us out there to push through that. I'm prepared for it this time, as I shared in my last video where I talked about how I lost everything in 06 and 07, but that experience taught me how to get through this. Wife and I were talking about this morning, as a matter of fact, on how we're much better prepared and making much better decisions now to push through this next downturn. Do I think this downturn is going to last a long time? Absolutely not. I think we're going to get the crap beat out of us the first half of 2023, and then they're going to start to do some corrections to bring things back a little bit, because the pain is going to be significant that first half. So, evidenced by right now, if you want to buy a million, my wife's looking at a house for $1.2 million this morning. She's like, we should go look at it. And I said, do you realize the house payment's double what it would have been just 4 months ago? Absolutely not. We're going to sit tight, ride this thing out, wait for the maybe 10 to 20% drop in prices, and then strike, and then go buy 2 properties and cash in. Just some advice, there will be opportunities coming up for those who plan and prepare for this downturn. With that said, I felt like, you know, I have to share with you all, because I think there's some people out there, based on some of the comments and some of the DMs I get on Instagram, that are really nervous right now and really worried and trying to make good decisions, tempered with their desire to go buy a new car and to make certain decisions right now in hopes that things are just going to maybe be a blip on the radar and we'll get to the other side. I don't think that's wise. I think we should be prudent right now, and I think you all should be very smart. So I put together, real quick, 7 things that you all need to do to prepare for this next economy, and I hope these help you all. Then we'll talk about this kind of, I think, ridiculous thing Dodge is doing, and we'll end up in the video. But I thought, man, if I could slip this on you all, then I will have done some good in the world today and maybe saved somebody some brain damage. Wife's calling, so 1 second. Hey. All right, I am the Uber this week while she's recovering, and she just got her nails done. So we're going to wrap this up quick and go pick her up. So the first thing is, don't put your head in the sand and think this will go away.
Ignorance is bliss.
I think that just speaks for itself. Don't keep saying, oh, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine. If it is, cool. If it's not, and you didn't plan for it, then you're going to get punched pretty hard. 2, get rid of all your credit card debt. Credit card debt will hang you and kill you, crush you, and take you down. And the credit card companies are going to be merciless going after that money if you stop paying them. Start lowering your monthly expenses. Don't wait till it's too late. I'm starting really early to tuck in, roll up like a ball, and push through this thing, because I'm not going to go walking into a recession with massive debt. It's just not going to happen. Number 4, if you work a job and you aren't already given 150% at that job, start giving it now. If you've been cruising, things been easy, everything's been cool, you need to wake up and start to hustle, because I'll tell you right now, as the economy slides, every single industry is going to be impacted. And while it may take a while to get to you at your job, it probably will get to you at some point. And your bosses are already having conversations on how they're going to adjust the expenses to get there. And you don't want to be on the other end of that phone call. You don't want to be on the other end of that meeting when they say, sorry, we got to lay you off, we got to let you go, we're downsizing. You don't want to be that person. Here's how you avoid being that person. Be the most invaluable employee they have. Be the person that they cannot live without. start volunteering up. Go to your boss now and say, hey, if you need me to carry anybody else's water right now, I'll do it. You just let me know. You need me to work a little bit later, let me know. And then be frank with them. If things get a little hairy, just know I'm with you. I'll get through this with you. I'll do extra work. I'll do 3 people's jobs for the same amount of money. I get this. Now is not the time to start banging on your bosses about raises and being unhappy and you don't like going to work and you want time off. Now's not the time, because as this economy slides, I'm just telling you, it could come back. It could come back to bite you later on. So give it everything you have. And then some, so that they go, when they're looking down at lists, they're like, you're the one we want to keep. Next, if you own your own business, start adjusting your expenses today. Don't wait till it's too late or you will be out of business. And if you're that guy that's always saved his money, always been smart with his money, saved his cash, paid cash for everything, paid his house off, you're sitting there in perfect shape and you're like, I ain't worried about nothing. Nothing's going to get me. I am solid. Good for you. You're the guy everybody's going to come to borrow money. So figure out what your answer is going to be now. I had to do this a long time ago, and my answer is always the same. And it's been this way whether I had money or not. I will always try to help a good friend out. And a good friend is somebody defined as somebody that will walk through fire, crawl through glass to help me when I need them. And I will do the same for them. But I will not loan money. I will give money away. My rule in my household, my wife and I have had this conversation many times, is when one of those dear friends show up and they are in trouble, I will give them $500. That's the most I will ever do. I will give them $500, and they can, unless it's my mother and father or something. I'm giving my friend. I'll give my friend $500 if they really, 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 really need it, because I don't want them to think they have to pay me back. Because if they're really a friend, I don't want to lose them. Quickest way to lose a friend is loan them money, because they'll never come back again because they don't want to pay you back. If I give it to them and say I don't want the money, I never want to have a conversation about this money again, then you will always have them as a good friend and you will be solid, and they will never forget you for doing that for them. But if you loan them $3,000, just expect you're never going to see them again, and that would be very, very sad. I have a rule in my house. Anybody can come stay at my house. It's a friend or family member that I trust. They can come stay for 3 days. After that, they need to get the hell out, because I don't need somebody moving in and never moving. Unless there's special circumstances, I'm not having somebody move in and then never go. It just is the rule. And lastly, don't try to go it alone. As this economy struggles and things start to get closer and closer to affecting you, ask for advice. Ask people who have already been through it before. Ask older people, and they will give you advice, and they'll help you make better decisions sooner that'll keep you from having more pain later. So with that, everybody, hopefully those help you all through the next few months, next 6 months, next year of insanity that we're going to deal with. And now let's talk about what Dodge is doing, okay? Sorry to drag you through this, but I really believe there's somebody out there that's going, man, thank you for helping me. Next, let's talk about the Dodge Wrap. So the new Dodge Wrap, they put it up on Dodge Garage, where you can now buy a wrap that's all 14 colors. I'll put it up on the screen right now. All 14 colors of Dodge's most popular colors over the years wrapped on the car. And here's the fun part. For $3,700, you can buy that wrap. Now, if that was just the cost of the wrap and installation, that would be fair. But this is just the cost of the wrap. This is no installation, and then there's only $20 for shipping, so that's great. And you can go on there right now. You can get on the list to be notified when this is available, and they will ship it to you. Then you need to go pay a wrap company to put it on, which is probably another $1,000, $1,500, maybe $2,000 to do it properly, especially with a wild wrap like this. My opinion is it's just more vinyl on top of vinyl. They got a deal with a wrap company because of all the special edition cars. And I also believe that what's been happening, the reason why so much of this stuff is happening, is when car companies or any company is acquired, or when economies change, or when departments are shut down or downsized, or products are gotten rid of, discontinued. All right, so my battery died. Sorry about that. You may not even have noticed, but it did. And I was sharing my thoughts about Dodge and why everything has been going on so strange. Forget about the supply chain issues, manufacturing issues. Those are beyond their control, I'm sure. But all the other weird decisions they've made, and I'm trying to figure out why in the hell that happens. Well, when companies get acquired, purchased, transitioned over to another company, whatever happens, or they're having financial issues, or they were discontinuing products or departments, fear starts to well up in the entire company, and that fear and that uncertainty and that doubt creates a whole lot of people that become very pliable. And what happens in the executive leadership teams does not happen in the company I'm at. We have a great team, but I've seen it before, is you start to have lots of yes men around.
The word is yes, Carl.
Where they are so afraid to be the next one discontinued, downsized, or acquired that now everybody's going, yeah, that's a great idea, boss. Oh, that's a great idea too. Well, we should put a Fratsonic speaker in the back of the car and then make it electric and get rid of all the Hemis and everything else. What do you think about that? And everybody's like, great idea. We should do that. And what happens is you have all the Stellantis bosses coming in with the Dodge bosses, and those bosses think, man, why do you need us if you've got them? Well, let's just say yes, because the first one to have dissent, to say, no, man, that's the dumbest idea I've ever seen in my lifetime, then that guy gets canned. He gets his severance package, gets his parachute, and he's gone. And I believe that I just have to guess that that's what's been happening with all the weird stuff and the discontinuing of the Hemi earlier than they need to do it. The weird electric car that they're doing right now with the weird sounds, and it's not even a finished product. It's a concept car, and they're saying some are saying 2024, some are saying not for years, that thing won't be here. Either way, I'll tell you, I believe what's happened is there's just so much fear, uncertainty, and doubt when a company is acquired, and then when a product is being discontinued, that people are just going to say, yeah, that's a great idea, that's a great idea, that's a great idea, and it may not be a great idea. And I can only guess, I could be completely wrong, Dodge, if you're watching this, but that there's just been so many people saying, yeah, that's a great idea, that's a great idea, when they're not really great ideas. And we end up with this $4,000 wrap offered to us that's probably about $1,200 worth of vinyl, maybe $1,500 worth of vinyl, maybe $2,000 worth of vinyl, for almost $4,000. Then you got to put it on yourself. I can get a whole car wrapped with pretty crazy colors for $4,000 all day long. I looked at having my Dodge, the Scat Pack, wrapped from a company locally, and they would do it for $2,500 with different stripes and all kinds of cool livery stuff on it. So $3,700 just for the vinyl. It's just a little crazy. And I think that they just keep putting new things out there that are tied to vinyl, and this is just a cherry on top. And I had to laugh when I saw the posting on DodgeGarage.com and how much they're charging for it. So with that, everybody, just more insanity. I am so sad. I love Dodge so much, and I'm just heart's broken with where things are going right now. With that said, I will be on board for the 2023s, and I'm going to keep my Scat Pack. Daughter's going to drive it. We're going to do a cool wrap on it. Lots of fun stuff coming. I'm still considering looking at getting a used older Hellcat if I can find one available for a good price, and doing a complete just wide body on it and fixing it up, making it awesome. So I appreciate all the advice you all gave me in the survey I did recently. So that was helpful because it gave me some direction and ideas. And with that, everybody, please like, subscribe, comment, stay motivated, stay respectful in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Now, I'm going to pick up my wife before she gets mad.